You know, it's funny because going into the game, I thought I was going to be able to be a villain. Like, honestly, like going in, I really thought that I was going to go in and lie my ass off and backstab people. I thought I was going to be able to pick actually a stronger character to kind of hide behind. And then I thought I was going to pick out maybe a couple other people that would kind of ride along behind us and kind of fill in the gap and form like a little voting squad and kind of, you know, battering ram through it, and didn't really quite happen, you know, that way. Going into this, I kind of compared it to poker. Well, it's okay to bluff, and I was like, well, lying is kind of like bluffing, and it's okay because everybody knows it's a game. But what you don't realize is that this is a game that's continuous for, you know, 24/7. It's constant. You don't get out of it until you're gone. And I was in it for 37 days. You know, when you're playing poker with your friends, after a couple hours, you can leave and say, "Ha ha, I got you good that time." But you know, you can't do that in this game. And I realized that I couldn't put up a facade for that long. And for me, I'm a loyal person. So people that I'd made promises to, alliances with, you know, my original alliance in John Who at the very beginning, I couldn't ever find it in myself to vote against them, you know, and that's something that I'm actually proud of. It may not have been the best way to play the game and not the most strategic way, but ultimately I do feel that looking back now, I'm proud of that I played the game in as straightforward and as honorable as I did. I think for me, one of the hardest parts was actually not losing hope when I felt like I was facing huge odds that were against me. You know, in the beginning, pre-merge, looking across at the other tribe and seeing a James that you have to face, you know, and I'm like 5'2.5", barely tipping the scales at like about 100 pounds. And these were very, very physical challenges. You know, and it's taking a look at that and not losing hope. It's post-merge, going into it with realizing that I was going to be going into merge with fewer numbers and thinking, wow, these are huge odds against you. And again, to not lose hope and to really force yourself to say, there's a way, there is a path, and you have to just think, you have to strategize, but it's possible to do it. I think for me was really kind of some of the hardest aspects of the game. Honestly, I think my saving grace in this was that I was able to take something that seemed negative and try to turn it into a positive for me. So on the one hand, I was stressful, but I say, hey, look, you're going to be stressful. Don't focus on the bad aspect of it. Take it and use it to your advantage. I've learned that I'm a lot tougher than I thought I was. You know, that's for damn sure. You know, coming out here, a lot of my friends thought that I'd be like a big whiner, complainer, like quit. And I don't think I did any of that. You know, I think I really was able to look at everything on a very positive note. And despite having a little, you know, despite having some lack of faith in myself, which I kind of regret having, I still managed to persevere and keep going. And I think that's the biggest lesson that I've learned is that, you know, at Peih Gee, like, you're tough, you're determined, and if you really put your mind to it, you can go a really long way, way beyond, I think I kind of went way beyond, you know, my expiration date at certain points. So it meant a lot to me. It meant a lot to me to have the respect of all the other contestants, a lot of them who themselves are smart, tough, crafty strategists and competitors. And a lot of them had told me, they took their hats off to me, and they were like, you know, you're one tough little girl, and I really, really admire you. And that's something that I'm able to take away from this game and put into my normal life back at home. I think people back at home are definitely going to notice a difference. I think that I have a lot more confidence in myself after this. Probably before I came on Survivor, I may have had a little bit of a lack of initiative in my normal life. And coming onto this game, there's absolutely nobody else you can depend on except for yourself. And if you want something to happen for you, you have to go out and make it happen. You know, and I kind of realized that immediately on the first day when we're about to die out in this crazy monsoon, and you can't dial out for pizza, you can't check into a hotel. Guess what? You've got to make all this yourself. And if a bunch of people are sitting around arguing about it, and you want to somewhere to sleep, you might have to be the one to say, look, we're going to do it this way, you know? I mean, so I think I'm going to be able to take some of that and hopefully take it back into my regular life and realize now if there's anything that I think needs doing, I'm going to have to go out and do it my damn self.